Hi guys, there's a lot of cold. It's really cold. Really cold. This is what the frigid air is up here, where the dark purples are. So I'm gonna rewind it. It's negative 27 in Duluth. That's in Minnesota. Toronto's actually warmer than Minnesota. It's even warmer in Calgary, in Winnipeg, even in Moosonee. That's crazy. Negative 58 in Churchill. I mean, people live down here in Duluth. Frigid. Play it.
Stuff is going to continue to march its way southward, but if you take a look at basically how it stands in this part of the world, it really is unbelievable. In Churchill, you've got 58 degrees below zero. Winnipeg seems like Miami Beach, seems almost mild in comparison. In Duluth, we just showed you 27 degrees, 9 in Toronto, where they've had not only chilly conditions, but incredibly powerful winds right near the sea and
Negative
tower
16
in all through the region
Minneapolis.
in parts of Toronto. Current feels like temperatures, it's a brutal time for you in Minneapolis. You're right around 30 degrees yesterday morning this time. Now it feels like 16 below. More the same as we get through the afternoon. Some we go into Omaha where you are in single digits, and we have some teens in places like Kansas City and in the 20s in St. Louis. 4 to a rather 5 below. Change right there. Live conditions
37
for you.
below.
Weather. The
It's
forecast feels like temperatures. 5 below in Minneapolis, 5 below in Sault Ste. Marie, Chicago with 8 degrees, and North Platte with 20. Blame it on the jet stream, folks. That's that big atmospheric barrier of air. Where on one side you got the Arctic air mass, on the other side you got maritime tropical, and right along that boundary, man, I'm telling you, north of the jet stream, you got that cold air coming in. Highs, average highs compared to normal. Take a look at what you can expect for tomorrow. In Burlington, it's going to be 16 degrees cooler than we normally have. Expecting a high around 12, 23 degrees in Syracuse out by the campus. And in Pittsburgh, out by Lansfield, it's going to be brutal. And even colder into Tuesday with a high of only 13 degrees. Some 23 degrees cooler than what you'd be for this time of year. Philadelphia with 24. Boston with 25. And then by Wednesday, we continue to see that onslaught of the colder air. Temperatures warming into the 20s and teens for much of the coast. Now, let's talk a little bit about your wind chill and how brutal it can be for you. Take a look at this chart that we have right behind me that's going to pop up at any time. The chart is going to show you the combination of what it will mean when you have the strong winds combined with the cool temperatures. So, take a look. If you have winds, say, around 30 miles per hour, and if you have temperatures, air temperatures going to about 30 below, combine those two, it's going to feel like 67 degrees below zero. And you notice the pink, you could have frostbite within 5 minutes. Doesn't take a whole lot of time. Now, some of the things we've been seeing this morning in places like Canada, up north of Canada, you've had winds around 20 miles per hour. Temperatures, again, going to about 20 below to 30 below. 61 degrees below zero is what it feels like, Jen. Within 10 minutes, frostbite's a possibility, Jen.
It's really going to be dangerous, actually. Tonight, tomorrow morning, across the Midwest, Chicago, you're going to feel some of this, too. Get ready. Now, right now, it's a gorgeous sunrise. Look at that sun coming up over the horizon. We're about 45 minutes from sunrise here in Chicago, getting into that civil twilight, right? But Chicago, it's cold, it's in the teens, it feels like single digits with the wind. And the one thing we're not going to get is snowfall. So we're going to look at lake effect snow today here around the western lakes. But with the wind direction that we're going to be finding, the winds coming over those lakes from the west, that's going to mean that we'll get the lake effect snow here around Grand Rapids. We're finding it this morning, Traverse City. You'll get it as well. And also watching for us up here across parts of the Great Lakes too, around the UP of Michigan. Now today too, we're going to watch eventually the lake effect start to kick in between Syracuse and Watertown. And we still have some system snow expected to bring us a little bit of light snow up here with the winter weather advisory in Maine. I've seen some light snow coming down up here in reports around Caribou and Bangor, but really the lake effect that takes over will be a bigger story for travel and a little more impactful.
Watch that Justin Derrick's
video. Is not reaching the ground. There's some light snow reports coming out right now. For now, our winds are actually coming out of the southwest, but once the front goes through, then the winds change direction. They bring in colder air, and the cold air moving over the warm lakes is going to enhance the lake effect in the northeast, and we're already seeing it this morning here across parts of Michigan and across the western lakes. So what's happening for us, we've got the winds just screaming over the lakes, and it is moving. I mean, the wind has been gusting all night long at over 50 miles per hour, getting some snow around the
check the high for Florida.
Getting some snow there closer to Lake Michigan. Then we also take a look at our front right here across South Dakota. Some light snow is possible for you. I've actually seen a little bit up towards Williston, North Dakota, but this snow is going to be fairly light, just getting blown around in the wind as a big travel hazard. And speaking of that wind, here's Reynolds with more.
Absolutely. You know, it's not only the United States that's going to be affected by it. I had a text from a friend of mine earlier this morning, Anthony Furnell. He's actually a forecaster up in Toronto. They had winds around 70 miles per hour.
70?
Reported around the area. Very breezy around the CN Tower. Here in the United States, we're certainly going to have our share. High wind warnings and wind advisories already in effect for parts of the Great Lakes and into portions of the Northeast. And notice it's going to move all the way towards Bangor, Maine, and Burlington, affected by those winds, the wind advisories and the warnings from Rochester back over to Boston, too. And if you take a look at the current winds, my goodness, Jen, from anywhere from, say, mild conditions, like in Bangor, all the way up towards 28 degrees by State College, a place that Jen is very familiar with, of course. And Watertown, you've got winds of 19 miles per hour. Some of the clipper gusts as we wrap things up. Take a look by Sunday, 10 a.m., 20 to 30 miles per hour in Marquette, 20-30 in Minneapolis also. Jen, over to you.
Well, days of presidential
All right, thanks for watching.